Hello everyone, and welcome back to a new video. So in this video I thought I'd do my second kind of review, which is going to be a review video of this new Mechanicum Battlegroup for the Heresy. Now I picked mine up on pre-order from Chaos Cards, that are a great little company based in Folkestone, I think. Been up to their shop a couple of times. They do quite a good discount on things, so I picked this up for about £104, whereas obviously new they are about 130. So as you can see, the box is nice and glossy, good thick hard-wearing cardboard. I mean, you can probably keep your army in that if you wanted. So into the actual kit itself. So I've already built up a few models, but as you can see, this is the main colour instruction book. Nice flashy picture on the front. And on the back of the contents of what you get there too. I personally think that these nice, kind of more coloured, glossy pages are nice in my mind. I prefer looking at the colours. So yeah, good instructions again. It tells you how each bit works. Slightly more tricky part numbers I found to put together, which is obviously more important with things where it's all monopose. No rules in the back of this, which isn't particularly a surprise, seeing as they're releasing the Heresy books separately, but nonetheless, decent manual. And then you can see we are faced with a ton of sprues. So there are four, of the regular Servitor sprues. So if you just pick one up and look at them, you can see there, just try and get up in some good light. Parts are laid out quite nicely, so you get 5 on a sprue, so they're quite easy to sell separately if you want to do that, or keep 10, sell 10, keep 15, sell 5. A good number of parts there. And if I come over here quickly, I've started building one of them up. So I've already built up a Thalax. I'll get onto that separately, but that's the main body. Focuses of the Servitor there, so you can see nice bit of detail. He's got kind of a energy pack on his leg there, and then a good amount of detail on his chest. I can get under better light again. So this already was, I think, how many parts was that? I think 5 parts of the bits. Models do come in lots and lots of parts. But the instructions for building him was quite nice and clear. If we then move on to the Thalax sprues, so obviously you get 6 Thalax in the box, which is a really nice number because it gives you enough to do a squad of 5 or a squad of 6 or 2 squads of 3. Again, do whatever you want to do with them. So, different types of sprue. There's the gun sprue, which gives you lightning guns, multi-melters. It's not focusing again. Gets you a dark fire cannon, you can see part of it there, and then a plasma thing. I'm not sure what it's called, can't remember, so I'll put that with that. Excuse me. You then also have the leg sprue, which I think there is only one. So you can see all the separate leg pieces there. So here's one built up. So I cut off the waist joint because I wanted mine kind of more down in a shooting pose, which was very easy to do, and then it was very easy to pose it how I wanted to pose it. So I'm pretty sure I left the leg joints, the leg kind of lugs where they are. The leg, lugs, whatever. Because I thought the leg pose was okay. But if we have another quick look at the instructions for the Thalax. That's the Servitors. You can see they're all in quite upright poses, which I wasn't a huge fan of. So I'll probably be doing that more with the rest of my Thalax to come. So then, quick thing on the Thalax again. If we shoot over here, I'll grab a Kazarkin and a Scion. If we put them side by side with each other, you can see that the Thalax is a good bit taller than either the Kazakin or the Scion. If I flip the camera around, I might be able to get a better view of it. You can see he's a good couple of heads taller, which I think works perfectly. Just flip it back around. And then Servitor, if I just get him in, stick his fingers and all that, you can see he's a bit smaller. I have to get down here again. I haven't glued him on the base yet because he's not nearly finished. But you can see if I put him on the same kind of height, he's quite a lot slighter and quite a lot slimmer than the Scion. Which is necessarily a bad thing because he would probably be malnourished for years, possibly centuries, decades rather, possibly even centuries. So then, moving on to the Castellax. So I haven't built one of these yet, but certainly the sprues look exciting enough. Just push them out of the way. So a good number of parts and everything here. Oh, excuse me again, guys, right? So these come with a good number of options. As you can see, the kits look quite convoluted and difficult to build, but so do all the GW ones these days. Yeah, good number of weapon options, because you can either build them, if you whip out the manual. Castellax is one of the last things in here. You can either build them with saws, that have a more technical name than that, a power blade array, just call it a saw. Or you can build them with the pincers. I'd probably build mine both as pincers, but I have to have another look at that. And then in the wrist, it comes with either a flamer or a bolter built in, but I'm sure you could probably convert that with other leftover heresy bits, or even 40k bits. The pincers you can build in 3 different ways, which I feel is kind of unnecessary, but it's a nice bit of detail. Nonetheless, looking at it here, you can see there's a good amount of posability in the arms, because you've got it kind of changed over at the shoulder and at the elbow. You can kind of change it up. And then at the top, you can either build them with the so-called Mauler bolt cannon there, which looks kind of like a cross between a heavy bolter and a missile launcher. You can build it with a dark fire cannon, which I'm not particularly sure. I think that's like a double shot las cannon. Or you can then build it with a multi-melter. I'll probably be building mine with one multi-melter and one bolt cannon, which I might look at converting. The stances of the legs look quite back-weighted again. So I might look at seeing if I can't shift the hips kind of forward, get the weight more over the front leg instead. But anyway, that's probably when I build it. So that's the main infantry out of the way, which is obviously 20 of the Battle Servitor things, 6 Thalax and 2 Castellax. Now onto the final thing you get in the box, which is, of course, the dreaded, hang on a minute, Triaurus. Because who could guess that? So the Triaurus comes on 4 big sprues. As you can see laying out here. So you get these 2 sprues, which are the same, they're the track sprues. And then you've got, so the outside kind of tracks. You can see there, the tracks look a bit funny. That is the right way up. Yeah, there we go. Look a bit funny. Put one of them back. You've then got the kind of inside edge pieces, because the sides actually come in 3 bits. It's a bit of an unusual way to build a tank, because it leaves all the internal gumph showing. I'm not particularly sure. Light not very good. You can see it all there. I'm not particularly sure how I feel about having it all showing, because obviously one bolt around to the middle of that could just take it all out in one shot. You've got kind of a nicely detailed plough to go at the front of it, And the final sprue gives you the base, the top, the side hatches. So the side doors are massive. If you compare it to a Thalax, you can kind of easily fit in that. So they look like they're built to house either the servitors or the Thalax. Weapon-wise, there aren't any options, which is a bit disappointing from GW. Or actually, I might be wrong. I'm not sure, I'll have to look in the instructions. No, I'm pretty sure there's just one option. You've got a twin-linked Mauler bolt cannon again, which seems to be quite common. Because obviously the Castellax, you can build them with them. And then the new Thanatar Cavis siege automata, I think that's built with another twin-linked Mauler bolt cannon. So they seem to be quite common with the Heresy style AdMech. So you've got a twin-linked one of them on the top, and then twin Volkite calibers or something to go kind of on the side of the top. So if you just whip out the instructions again, you can see it going together quite straightforwardly. You can see the 3 different side pieces there. So the kind of side build up the main hull, and the actual side track housings, which is also made up of 2 bits, which is unusual to kind of how the Lemon Rust rhinos and anything else have been built before. You can see the top going together there. This looks a bit painful because you've got all these separate side bits that go onto the base to then house more side pieces. So that goes on the top like that. It's not focusing. And then the top weapons. So yeah, you've got a Volkite caliber, 1 on each side. A kind of swivel up and down mount. You've then got the Mauler bolt cannon turret. And then you've got a searchlight, which is built into kind of a servo skull, which is quite nice. And then a hunter-killer missile, which looks extremely weird, that can go on the top there. So you can see the turret slotting in there. And then, you can see it. And then the Volkite calibers on the side. So that's it. That's all you get in the box, model-wise. And then there's a couple of transfer sheets. No, 3 transfer sheets. Not sure they feel they need to overdo transfer so much. There we go. So you get 2 sheets like that with all the different mechanicum households on it in black and white. Various different mechanicum symbols and stripes and things. Which is quite nice, I'll admit. And then all of these ones too. But by the looks of it, you don't actually get any of the more 40,000 style half black, half white normal skulls. Because you've either got this Mechanicum eye or skulls with chains or something like that. Cool transfers still. It's the first time I've looked at them. But a little disappointing by way of what I'd hoped for. Well, I'd really hoped for much anyway. So yeah, that's kind of it, guys. So looking at, what do we get? 1, 2, 3, 4 sprues there. We've then got 5, I keep saying 5, it's 4 sprues of servitor going there. So that takes up to 9 sprues, 10, 11, 12 with the Castellax. And a further 3, which brings up to 15 sprues for the Thalax. So 15 sprues, a thick instruction manual. You can kind of see it there. Which builds you 29 models, as you can see there. So just a quick thing, assembly-wise, really. A couple of complaints. The Thalax were, I think I counted about 30 pieces. Because, if I get it in the good light again, the side pieces of armour on the leg there, that was an extra piece you had to glue onto straight away. I was like, oh, really? These, all the separate jetpack bits are there, all those bits, the tops to that. That whole jetpack was in 2 bits. Was all separate. I think these thrusters were also bits. So those thrusters there you can see on the side was actually 2 bits. You had to glue onto the main jump pack. The main body came in 3 bits. The gun, the chain bayonet on the front, I've cut it down a bit because it was really long and really fat. So you kind of just had a plateau. I'll see if I can find one of the sprues for you guys quickly. Oh, yeah, there we go. So you can see, I don't know if you can see. There, it's really long and quite wide around the bottom, which, as I say, made a bit of kind of a table around the front. So I've just cut it down and streamlined it, which looks a lot better than it was. And just another small complaint. The plasma thing, it'll be easy to find it in the instructions, it'll look better. Right, okay, you can see the chain bayonet there is weird. And then the phased plasma fusil, which is what they called, is actually kind of upside down when he's holding it, because you can see the main barrels at the bottom, and the kind of plasma charging ports are also on the bottom, so I might have to look at trying to convert that and put the end the right way up. But I don't particularly like how that is. I think that's it complaint-wise, guys. So I was quite pleased with this kit. I thought for £100, 29 models, most of which are quite big. And sure enough, SUW have released them separately. It's about £50 for the Tri-Aros, £40 for the Thalax, which takes up to 90, 40 quid for the Servitors, which is already 130, and another 40 or so for the Castellax. So you're looking at about a 40, 50, possibly £60 saving overall on the army set. So I am pretty pleased with this, despite my couple of complaints. I think it's a great little set. I'm going to be using all of these, probably a couple of games of Horus Heresy, but then the rest is going to be adding to my quite large, but only very slightly painted Adeptus Mechanicus army. Mostly for the robots, especially the Thalax, because I think they're going to be a really, really nice addition to my army. So pictures and videos of these will be coming up on my Instagram, guys. I would definitely suggest, if you're interested in this stuff, pick up one of these sets whilst you still can. Chaos cards, as I said, I'm a bronze member of them already, which means I'm getting 1% cash back a month. Extra discounts, I think, and stuff like that. Yeah, so head on over to Chaos Cards, wherever you like to buy from. Pick yourselves up one of these sets, guys. They are really good. I think that's all from me today. So it's alright, guys. It'd be fantastic if you could check out my other videos. Drop me a like, subscribe, even a comment. Head over to my Instagram. I like painting orcs. Give me a follow there if you have Instagram. And until next time, guys, thanks for checking out the video. I'll see you next time.